What a moment we have here, ladies and gentlemen and people. This guy has helped me through so much. This guy has some of the greatest wisdom you will ever get in an individual. This man right here is something else. And fun fact, he used to cut my hair back at school. And to this day, my very favorite barber. I have not found somebody since. Well, we found people close, but no one with this man's talent has helped me out in great conversation. So this is an awesome moment right here. Everybody, Dennis Biddy is on the Productive Conversations podcast. Welcome, Dennis. Welcome,
Good. What's
Biddy.
good? How you guys doing? What's up? What's up? Thank you for
Dude,
having me, man.
Mo, thank you for coming on. When you said yes to this, I was through the roof, bro, because I know it's about to be a classic episode. But before we started everything, tell me, how have you been? How's 2021 started? Oh, I guess yeah, we're almost the midpoint, but
Yeah,
how's the year been
crazy to
so
say.
far?
I mean, it's been crazy just seeing all the crazy things going on in the world right now. But personally, I barely try to say negative things or I just try to keep things positive, keep it pushing. I've been doing well, man. I've been blessed for sure. So many um, you know ups have been coming. Of course,
Hmm.
those downs have been coming, but my blessings always outweigh those. So everything's been going well, bro. How about you?
Yeah, for me, the same thing. Counting blessings, appreciate that we're here, healthy, and able to talk. And besides that, just try to grow the show, try to grow my career, and just try to grow myself as a person. Nothing but, dude.
That's so funny. You brought up the haircut stuff, man.
Yeah.
I was looking through my Snapchat stories. How they always pop up,
Right.
and it was a couple years ago. I did one of your recent haircuts. I was just like, oh wow,
Dude,
memories.
like I said, how about anybody sits with the special signature? You really amped up my confidence and amped up my self from your talents there. Are you still cutting hair, do that on the side, or
That
have it
was
when you
just
need it?
the college hustle. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I had to do to get a couple drinks at the end of the week.
Fair
But
enough.
no. But I just cut my nephew's hair.
Yeah,
That just little things like that. It was more of just like a one way to get money, and two, it was kind of like a hobby. It was actually fun. Took me away from the distractions. Homework, rugby, right?
of course.
Everything going on outside. It was just like a good half hour, 45 minutes to just chill, and it was therapeutic. Is what I'm getting to. So
Yeah, and
I did
you
enjoy it. Yeah.
and you were legit good at it. We've had so we all Clydes too. We've had Ali, recently
Yeah,
Ali Youssef
yeah.
here, and me, and I
That's
mean,
my
you got a
boy, Ali,
yeah,
man.
definitely. We should have a podcast, the three of us. We could
That'd be
definitely make
pretty
that
cool.
work.
That would be
Eh,
pretty cool.
So yeah, I mean, you did really good in it, and it's nice you still have those skills. They're not
Hmm.
going away anyway anytime soon or anywhere. What was like the most fulfilling part getting after getting somebody's shape up in or getting a cut together? What did it feel like?
I mean, that feeling of just seeing someone being like, "Whew, you just blessed me.
Yeah.
Thank you." Especially like those Thursday nights. Everybody's trying to back in the day go out to the bar, grab a drink, right? Homeboys they're trying to get fresh, so they'll pull up like, "Yo, Biddy, you cutting?" I'll be like, "All right, yeah, I got a little spot. Come in before I start, pre-gaming. I don't want to
Yeah.
get up. I don't even know if I can swear."
Oh yeah, but you can swear on this. You can
I
swear on
can
this. Don't
swear. All right,
worry.
my bad, my
Yeah.
bad. But yeah, so people come through and just that smile on their face after they just got cleaned up. Pretty sure any barber would say that, but I'm not a barber. I just cut hair on the side
Yeah.
back in school. But yeah, I'd say that was very satisfying.
That's what I like to hear, man. And how I you told me the story before, but for the people who haven't heard, how did you get into that hobby? What made you decide to cut once and for all?
Yeah, so I mean, it started when I was younger. Back in the day, my dad he would just be like, "All right, just hook me up with the baldy," right? So I used to just get the clippers and then just help them go down,
Hmm.
cut the hair down. And then from there, it was more of just watching my barber cut hair and being like, oh, how did you fade that? Like, how did you do this? How did you do
Hmm.
that? And then just watching YouTube videos and beginning to try it myself. Sometimes I cut my own hair, just things like that. And I don't know, I just got really into it. And once again, it was just another hustle. And I was like, all right, cool. Like I can make some money off of this, right? I'm in college, right?
Yeah,
Broke college student, you know how it is. Get a couple of dollars,
definitely.
and then yeah, it just kind of took off, and I just continued it from there.
Look
Then
at that.
also, like I have some of my friends come over, but that was never like, all right, I'm gonna charge you, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But just in the beginning when I was cutting, I'll be like, all right, kind of practice, right? And then
Exactly. Help me out, you know?
yeah, yeah, and
Hmm.
some of them were cool with it, and it got to a point where it was just like, all right, you gotta give me something.
Yeah, right.
That fade is too clean. Like hook a brother up.
Definitely.
It
Yeah.
just took off.
I definitely didn't have any problem helping you out. Like I said, you added
Yeah.
confidence, and added just a nice swagger to it, and that's why we
Sure, man.
appreciate you for it. So, one of the great other talents next to cutting hair, being a dope person, being an athlete with rugby, one of the things that really fascinates me in your skills is you doing spoken word poetry.
Yeah,
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 man.
man.
You've been still
Of
keeping up with that. You've been
course,
writing
that's
the
that
side.
is that is my safe haven. That is what makes me appreciate the world and opens up my eyes and knows that life has meaning, right?
Definitely.
Spoken word, matter of fact, just poetry has always been there. I was very, as I, I was very secretive about it, right? All throughout, it started around younger days, middle school,
Hmm.
just like journaling, and then just seeing words on paper as as simple as it sound, and being able to express yourself with no secrets, no one else could see what's going on,
Yeah.
and just embracing that moment for yourself, that was something that was just for me, and growing up, it was never just for me. That was my only thing, right? I have my family from a young age, right? My niece and nephew, I took guardianship of them at 16 years old. So
Mm.
there was never me time, you know what I'm saying? Of course, and growing up, that was my me time, right?
Yeah.
So with that being said, that's something that I've never really stopped and never will stop. Right, something that I really do appreciate and I love, and glad that I got the opportunity to just be like, hey, Biddy, like get it together, write
Oh
something,
yeah.
right? Just write. I do be having writer's block here from there, right? I'll go like a month, couple months, 3 months without writing anything, and it's never just like hey, let's write a poem today, right?
Hmm.
Or let's think of something cool to say outside of the box.
Right.
Either the worst or the best times of my life where I write the best.
Yeah.
And that's always just been my secret. Long story short, yes, still writing. Ain't going nowhere, never will go anywhere. Love that.
That's what I like to hear. We all like to hear. And I think that's what's cool about the process you were writing. Everyone has their own ways of dealing with challenges and stresses, especially in this era we're in right now in this pandemic.
Right,
And it's
right.
the ultimate escape too, as you said. And I'm somebody who likes to write down and journal, and doing this show is another way of a therapy for me, and also just showing the talents of people just like you, and showing that. And one of the cool things now, we see people like Amanda Gorman, who wrote the inauguration poem, and
Mm,
she also did the poem before the Super Bowl. So we're seeing more people, more talented individuals show this light. And what do you think you could do to add on to that? In other ways, we can see your performances and stuff like that.
yeah, I mean, going back in the day, you filmed my first spoken word
Exactly.
video, bro. And it was super random. I think we were going to that baseball game, right?
Yes, the Harvard Yard Goats, and we went to
Yeah,
the
and I was just like, bro, I think it happened with starting cutting hair, right? And I was just
yeah.
like, yo, like you be doing filming and stuff like that. He's
Hmm.
like, yeah, I do a little something, something. And I was like, I just made this poem, I've actually like gotten confident with it to share it to the world. Like,
Yeah.
could you hook it up and just record me real quick? You're just like, all right, memorize it. I was like, bro, I could do that right now. Right. And then we just got into it. We were walking
Exactly.
through the parking lot, just parked, about to go to this baseball game. And I was like, yo, film me. And you're like, right now, let's do it. And we were at what's that place in Hartford? It's something like
The Yard Goat Stadium, and then
no,
they
where we filmed the seven gates or something like that.
yeah,
Where
the Seven
everybody
Gates, that
is that what
graffiti
it's
park.
called? Yeah, the
Yeah.
graffiti park for
Hmm.
the skaters. Yep. I think that video came down from YouTube, but I still have it somewhere.
Yeah, I still have it too. I actually think it's still on my personal one.
Okay.
And
Yeah. And yeah, that was my first one. But going back to answering your question, what could I do to continue spread that light?
yep.
I'd
Oh,
say
what do
just
you plan to
continue.
do?
What I plan to do? Continue to
Mhm.
write. You know, being that voice of reason for individuals, right? Some of my friends who write, I have pen pal buddies, right? And
Oh, that's really sweet.
little things like that, right? I do encourage people to, get away from the cell phones, right? Get away
Hmm.
from the TV. Pen pal, write somebody you've never met. You have all these random followers on Snapchat, Instagram,
Right.
right? And it could just be on some cool stuff, like get to know someone, and writing like how we used to do back in the day, just sending a quick message. It's just so different. I have two pen pal buddies right now. So with that being said, just little things like that. So writing, pen pal buddy stuff like that. I'd say, being a voice of reason, as I mentioned, right? If anybody comes over, they're just like, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Give them your honest opinion, you know? Sometimes it's going to be like, yo, I think you could do way better than that. Or, yo, like, can you read that again? If you have
It's
a poet tell you, hey, can you read that again? That tells you just said some shit that didn't process in their head, but they knew it was fire. You know what I'm saying? So it just encouraging people that way, giving them that honest feedback, going back to the old school ways, right? Things like that. But that's a great question. I never really thought about that.
yeah, it shows that there's always an audience for it. It's
That's very
always a
true.
form of
Very
expression,
true.
and it's always productive. It goes a long way. I mean, the way you explain your pen pal situation is like what I do with this show. It's no matter what we're talking about, there's always something to get out of it. There's always
Right.
a productive conversation.
Right.
And that's like you in a productive performance, productive reading, or and stuff like that. It's that's why you and me are alike in that sense. And by the way, I just put the video up again I made for you. Tomorrow's Another Day, one of your
Okay.
classics. I just put
All
it.
right.
I just uploaded really quick and made it public again. So go to Productive Conversations podcast / Matt Brown, and you will see the video. It just posted up right now, so you can see
All
some
right.
of
So
the
is it
getting it
it's
done.
public on YouTube?
Yep, tomorrow's another day.
All right, dope. I'll put it on my Instagram too.
Excellent. So, like I said, either go to Matt Brown's YouTube channel, Matt Brown Me, or Productive Conversations podcast. It's going to be on both spots, which are named the same. So that's another
Dope.
great thing about you. I mean, just showcasing the talents. And was there ever a time where you felt some writer's block while creating some work, as you know, all the great writers have? But when you are writing something and you're stuck on whether an idea or an ending to your poetry, what do you do to get out of that writer's block and keep the juices flowing, make your ideas keep growing?
I mean, for everybody, I want to speak for everyone, but I
Mhm.
could speak for myself for sure. Usually, when I get to that point, is because I can't get over the hurt.
Mhm.
And what I mean by that is, like I told you, my best poetry comes, my personal beliefs of my best poetry
Mhm.
comes when I'm in the, having the best time of my life or having the worst time of my life. And it could hurt sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a little bit of a helpless romantic, right? So some of my poems I used to write back in the day were a lot about like little fun love stories, right? Where your boy, he got hurt.
Yeah.
So with that
Early
being said,
heartbreak.
Exactly. Your boy, he got hurt sometimes. But you know that pause that I go through, um, it's just a thing of, all right, wake the fuck up. Look at
Yeah.
yourself in the mirror, smack your face real quick, be like, all right, get through that. And most of the time, I will finish up that poem, or I'm gonna just leave it as is, because when I read it again, I'm gonna go back to that place and I'm gonna
Right.
remember why it stopped there. And then, it wasn't always just love poems, right? There were, what hurt the most was being the truest and honest with myself in writing about my upbringing, or
Yeah.
some of the worst things that personally have gone bad in my life, right?
Hmm.
I got a lot of writer's block from those kind of poems as well, and I'd say the most writer's block came from those kind of poems, just
Hmm.
because of reliving it and going through that motion once again. But it's just one of those things, just give yourself a little smack on the face and say, hey, pen, write, pen, write, do something. And eventually, like I said, you either write through it or you just leave it as is. You just talk about it another
Yeah.
day, right? Tomorrow's
I
another,
oh
you know.
dude, I'm not just saying this because you're here, but not we're not brown nose or anything, but I really think about what you say all the time. Tomorrow is another day. Dude,
That comes
um,
back from high school actually. Um, my mom is literally my superhero, right? You
mhm.
could want you to think of the impossible right now. My mom could do that shit. All right.
Yeah.
So with that being said, right, I ended up getting a scholarship to go to a Catholic high school
Hmm.
on, the other side, right? We used to call it the other side, right? Growing up where I grew up in the city, Boston, it was kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? It was a certain reason why my mom would say, all right, if you're walking back and it's dark out, you walk in the middle of the street. You don't walk on the sidewalks, right? Because
Hmm.
you need time to react in case. You
Yeah.
don't keep your headphones on the train. You need to be able to hear and be observant of your surroundings, right? Don't be walking, with your hood on at night. Also, because you don't want cops to think the worst of you. Unfortunately,
Definitely.
that's just how it was. That's how I grew up, and I took my mom's advice, and luckily I did, right? But going back to my original statement, I got that scholarship to go to high school. Went to a Catholic high school called Matignon High School, and it was on the other side of town. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So going more to that suburban white area, right?
Yep.
Predominantly white area.
More privilege
And
over there.
yeah, I think I was like one of maybe 15, 16 minorities, black students in that school.
Hmm.
And then with that being said, it was a little different. You know what I'm saying? It was just the other side of town. I don't know how else to explain it.
Yeah.
But I met a lot of cool people, man. Obviously people always say, hey, you don't see color, but people see color. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But then it's just getting to know someone for who they are. Don't judge a book by their cover, right? Really understanding who they are. Um, and by doing that, I used to have to get up at like 5 in the morning. I would take a bus
Even in
to
high school.
yeah 5 in the morning because I didn't have my car yet. This was like freshman sophomore year. So get up like 5 in the morning. I take a bus. And I'll take two trains and then one more bus to get to my school. And there was a point where I was just like, Ma, I literally like, I don't be swearing around my mom.
Hmm.
She Jamaican, she Caribbean, so like the shit out of me. I'd be like, but there
Yeah.
was the first time I swore in front of my mom. I was like, Ma, fuck this shit. And she's like, what? She was like, listen, son, you better wake up. You better smell the coffee, because tomorrow's just gonna be another day, right? And that's what stuck with me, man. It was just one of those things of I was at my point of quitting a great opportunity to lead me to where I am now. And if it wasn't for those words of my mom making me see the obvious, we all see the obvious. It's just like those people, right? That when it's snowing outside, there's always somebody that says, "Oh, it's snowing outside," right? "Oh, it's raining outside," and then you go outside and you're just like, "Oh shit, it actually is snowing. It actually is raining." Why didn't you believe that when you first heard it from that person, right? So that was my mom. My mom was that person. But then that whole train ride, that whole bus ride was me actually realizing the simpleness she was speaking. Tomorrow is another day. I will get through this. Um, and that's where that poem derives from. It was just a lot of me being blatantly honest of the worst that I experienced, right? I talked about you can't wear a Raiders hat down the Ave, you might get stabbed in the left arm. That was one of my first poems.
Mm.
After hearing that, people would be like, "Hey, can I see your arm?" And then you'll see it. Yeah, stabbed in my left arm. But you can't wear a Raiders hat, right? I was a big fan of Easy E, man, and like
Yep.
coming up, and how they always used to wear the Oakland the
Oh
Raiders hat
yeah,
and all that.
NWA back then, Ice Cube,
Exactly,
MC
exactly.
Ren, Dr. Dre.
Right, right. And so there was a lot of like inner city, like just gang violence going on.
Mm-hmm. A lot of tension.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of tension. And you look at me, right? A lot of people would either say, "Oh, he looked black," or he looked Hispanic, and it's kind of true. I'm black before anything, right? You see my
Mm-hmm.
mom, black as ever, right? And then you see my dad; he's a little bit darker than me, but born and raised in Honduras, right? He speaks Spanish, right? So I picked that up too. So I have both cultures within me, but of course, black before anything. And I remember I was upset one day. I went down to I don't remember what for. This is when I was younger, right
Mm-hmm.
before high school, and then to go play basketball. I was wearing that Raiders hat. A lot of people don't know this, but in it's inner city Boston, a lot of what we call like groups, right? Not
Yep.
official gangs, but groups and gangs would represent themselves with certain hats, right, or certain like jerseys, right, but
Mm-hmm.
always like sports related. You know what I'm saying? And that Raiders hat I was wearing was not supposed to be worn in that basketball park, and
Oh
that's where
shit.
that happened. And then yeah, man. I talked about you can't wear certain sneakers or you'll walk barefoot that day. The one day
Mm-hmm.
I didn't listen to what my mom said. I was wearing headphones walking home, and then yeah, got jumped for some sneakers. And then that's why I wrote. I walked barefoot that day. And there's another verse where I say, you can't really, when you come back on your block, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody called you college boy, right? Or the kid with the uniform, right? Because I got the opportunity to go to a private school.
Yeah.
Yeah, you was never, they forgot your name. You wasn't Biddy no more. You was college boy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you was homeboy that goes to school on the other side. Um, and yeah, so I talk about a lot of real in that poem if you really break it down. But I'm not the one to really say what it's about unless you ask me. Kind of like what's going on now. But if you break it down, everything's real in there. Yeah, everything is true. And that was my first poem that I let out publicly, and was just like, you know what, fuck it, whatever happens, happens. This is me, and I know this is me. And that's about it. Yeah.
Oh, and we're really happy that you shared it, and thank you for your bravery in
Sure,
sharing
for
your
sure.
story as well. That's really something else, Biddy, and I'm just so happy you were able to overcome it and not have any cynicism too, because I'm sure there's plenty of people who are in your position and they feel like the world's out to get them. I don't know if you ever felt that at some point. It doesn't seem you didn't, but when all these things were happening to you at the moment, how are you feeling? Did you feel like, oh, this is what life is? This is the position I have to deal and overcome? Like, what were some of the emotions while all these insanely traumatic things were happening to you?
I think it all came down to, yes, there was a lot of anger within me for sure. I
Mm-hmm.
can't hide that. But thankfully, I just have this reset switch somewhere within my body that
Yeah.
just never allows me to go past E.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I have a lot of people that I've known throughout my years, and people that are very close to me now who don't have that, you know, and it's people dearly close to me that I love to the bottom of my heart, and it's a thing and a remembrance of, if you allow yourself to do this, how are you going to be able to help those who actually need you?
Yeah.
I feel like if I go below E, right, and get to that point, I'm being selfish. So it's not a possibility. You cannot do that, you know? And thankfully, I haven't gone that low, but I did feel like a lot of anger, a lot of it. And it was just, as I mentioned, there's those people that I feel like would always need me more the next day,
Yeah.
right? As I talked about becoming a guardian for my niece and nephew at 16, that changed my life, man. When that
Yeah.
happened, it was just like, you don't even think about negative shit anymore. You don't, because you don't have time for that. And it's what I learned now as toxic positivity, right? I've
Yeah.
been, reading a lot, and educating myself on, mental health and stuff like that. And a lot of it's toxic positivity, but I can't really front and say, I just don't know how else to think. And yeah, so that's how I got able to, overcome a lot of those things, and be able to see the positive in everything, right?
Oh
How
yeah.
worse it is, or how bad it
And you're someone, it seems like you're able, and thank God you're able to use this energy towards your expression through poetry, and gaining being coming wiser too. That's what I really get the gist from this. And that's why we appreciate just your awesome calm demeanor, because you've lived a lot of life so far. Do you feel that's accurate?
is. Yeah. And I've always challenged myself to do the things that I never thought I'd have the opportunity to do. And that
Yeah.
has taught me so much. And I'm talking the simple things, man. I've learned so much from things simple as, luckily I'm able to do this, right? One of my best friends, he has a boat. Just going out in the water and
Hmm.
just taking that in, you open up your mind so much. For those who don't have the opportunity to go to a boat, go
Okay.
on a boat, go on a hike, go on a hike. Nature teaches you so much, right? But just escaping away from all the craziness, going into an area of complete silence and just really observing that beauty, right? That God put here for us.
Yeah.
That is where all of that wisdom comes, because you can't really think without clearing your mind, right?
Def-
And if your mind is just so compact, you're not going to be able to become wiser. You got to debrief, you got to let go, you got to wash it all out, right? You got to hit that restart button. And by doing that, that's where all the, you know, I guess you could say wisdom comes from. And hanging out with old people. Old people are dope. I love old people.
that's what I'm
I'm
saying.
talking, I'm talking like 40 plus old people. I love it. The funniest, you know, dopest people ever. But stuff like that. And kids, of kids, my niece and nephew, the smartest people I have ever met. For example,
Really.
remember picking up my niece and nephew one day from school, and it had just rained, and there was a little like just little splashes of water on the ground, right, and puddles, right, and we were
Hmm.
just like, all right, like, hey, let's walk around it. And then there was just a bird, a couple birds just like playing in the water. And my nephew goes, "Hey, Uncle Dennis." I was just like, "What?" He's like, "Look, aren't those birds so beautiful?" And we took a second and we looked at the birds for like 2 minutes. And it was just like, wow, thank you for teaching me that. Thank you for teaching me the obvious, right? Um, Kids are amazing. They're so intelligent.
And God bless them for that. And that they
But
can
yeah,
appreciate
man,
the in time
exactly.
too, and especially in a world where, as you mentioned, phones taking us over and likes and social media and stuff. Now, one thing I'd like to ask Biddy, and you don't have to go into the story because I understand it's personal, but I just want to focus on the lessons or you've gained since becoming the guardian for your niece and nephew. Like I said, you don't have to go to the story or what put you in the position because I understand that's personal. But I just want to know about like the lessons learned since that day that you took on that responsibility.
When I took on the responsibility, I didn't know what I was really going to about to get into.
Mhm.
But not going super into it. It's just a thing of I see, what my parents did for me.
Mhm.
Start there, and I guess it was just meant to happen in a sense,
Yeah.
right? I don't know how to describe it. I never thought about this, man, and that's a great
Mhm.
question. You caught me there. Um, I've just learned so much. I've just
Yeah,
learned.
just something happened in life
I
to
know
put you in
about
that
yeah.
position.
I know that I can overcome adversity for sure. You
That's
know.
what.
Um, Shout out to my boy Adversity, right?
Yes, sir.
Uh, and then just being able to, maybe that's why I'm able to do some of those things and not fully go to empty, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's part of it. I don't know, man. It's just so many lessons. I'm much more appreciative, you know. Um, Learn to deal with my money a lot more, right? And I think the biggest lesson I've learned is I don't get my happiness from myself. I get my happiness from others. What I'm doing right now, this is just making me so blessed and happy, right? You hit
Yeah.
me up, you just like, yo, Biddy, you want to do this? Like just connecting with an old friend, like little
Hmm.
things like that, seeing that you're doing well, you're smiling, you're doing well right now, you're great. That makes me super happy. Seeing my nephew and my niece smile, right? Uh, it's I don't know how to describe it. I don't know,
It's
man.
I guess it's just
I don't
one of
know.
those things when and I'm sorry to interrupt, but
No, no, no. Go for it.
I was just saying like sometimes in life, you know, it is true when people say when we have a plan, then God laughs. I really believe that, whether you believe in God or not, but I'm someone who does. And, whether we'll just say for life as well, for people if you feel that's more of a life thing. But all in all, I think it just really tests us. And, whether it's life or God that gives us there's his strongest people, the biggest responsibilities, and take it for granted and don't question it either. It's just time. You just have to do it. It's you're on because it's your time, and it's up to you to do what you want now. And you know, some people are up for the challenge, some people aren't. But the ones who are, we appreciate them for every sense of the way. And then you have to do your genuine self and be the role model for the people you're looking after as well. And we'll just have a better place in world for it. And
Yeah,
it's really
yeah,
been reflecting that a lot in the pandemic too, and just really getting into this craft and like reading more and doing all walks of life too. It's really inspiring that I understand this world really is a messed up place. It really is, but you really can overcome even the worst in it. And yeah, there are people who are born in different spots in life. Who's that quote that said George H.W. Bush? He said, "You were born on third base already," and some people are, but you can't really be mad at that. It's really playing with the cards you dealt with.
yeah. I mean, it's just what you got is what you got, right? And you just got to know how to manage it and how to deal with it. But that doesn't mean even if you started off with the worst, you can't go to the top. You can't achieve the goals you want. You just gotta be able to focus and keep that clear mind. Right? It's those little things that help you out. You got to find your peace. You have to find your happiness. You have to find your love. You have to love yourself. Doing these little things prepare you for so much, right? And I just can't wait to learn what I'm gonna learn tomorrow, right? I
Yeah.
can't. It's exciting, right? And just always remembering that there is a positive in every negative, and there is a
Really.
negative in every positive. Just continuing to be humble, right? Even if the best thing in the world happens to you today, remember that tomorrow's another day for sure, right? And
Exactly.
then, that best thing in the world could be something that ends up being the worst thing in the world. You know what
That's
I'm
true.
saying? You just don't know. But taking a chance, right? Live once, YOLO, right? And then,
Absolutely.
of course, of just sticking to you and being you goes a long way for sure.
And we will overcome it even in these worst times. And even when you do win, don't forget who helped put you there. And you
Exactly.
appreciate that. And you have to pass it on. Like that's one thing I really want to instill and want to really put in my part of life too is passing it on as well and sharing the wealth. And we will make this world with a lot of headaches and tension, whether through politics or through other means. We can still love this life for what it is. And having these platforms and ways to do it, whether the mics are on or off, we're still giving that helping hand and showing what's the best parts of life, you know?
That's just waking up and trying to be the best person, like the best you every day, right? Challenge yourself to be the best you every day. Um, that is by far one of the hardest challenges, if not the hardest challenge we face, right? Being the best you. But it definitely goes a long way. It goes a long way. I'm just glad and happy that I'm able to think this way, continuing
Yeah.
to have that student mentality to be able to say, all right, you know, I don't know this, but I want to learn, little things like that.
And that's what one of the things I've really taken it to is just wanting to learn and wanting to connect. And there's all some it's contagious too. We always can learn something every day, be productive with it. And we thank and appreciate people like you. And we're blessed to have you on the show as well, Vinny. Thank you for your kind words
So
before.
I'm so glad to be here for
Oh
sure.
man, this is great. What always fulfilling, Vinny, always
For sure,
fulfilling.
for
And
sure.
thank you for sharing that wisdom.
Of
Truly.
course, man.
Hmm. Let's switch some other things. Let's talk about
Sure.
we talk about the fun, the special things in life. Let's talk about the real funny stuff. Now, Biddy, you are one of the greatest at celebrating life with so much culture, so much fun. Biddy, it's getting warmer. One of the things to talk about that we could overcome was this pandemic. Who would have thought we got this far a year ago? With the vaccinations, and shouts to our healthcare workers who got us to this point, the people in
Yes, thank you
science
all. Thank you
who
all.
got us through here, the entertainers and artists who helped us manage to get through. Everyone did their part in helping us, and thank you for that. And now, with that, and there's a whole life to celebrate again as we are getting ready to get back with this summer 2021. Biddy, talk to me hypothetically. If you money, there's no money aside. You are unlimited. You have a bottomless wallet, unlimited cash.
Okay.
How do you, if you could choose to have just the most fun weekend, what are you doing, man?
I have all the people around me that have been with me since day one. People I
Mm-hmm.
love for sure. I want to enjoy that moment with those individuals. What am I gonna do? 20,
Yeah.
Summer 2021, unlimited
Summer
money, and I could
2021.
just wall out.
Yes, you can.
All right. Shit. I'm turning this bitch up.
Good.
I want to have a crazy night, crazy night. But
Mm-hmm.
I also want to take the time to sit back and just listen to some waves, man, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, keep my feet in the sand. See some stuff I've never seen. I love traveling. I've been doing a lot of traveling, uh, the last couple of years. So I'd see the world, but I would have one crazy night party. But that would be with
Of
all
course.
my close love friends, you know what I'm saying, and enjoy their presence. And then just go and enjoy life. Go and enjoy the simple things. Eat some amazing food.
That's what
You know what I'm saying?
talking about.
Want to go into somebody's kitchen and be like, all right, what is this? How did you make it? Let's eat. Probably good for sure. Um, yeah, that's what I'll do for sure. And I would love to give the opportunity to those who wouldn't even think they'd have that chance. If I could tag along everybody, tag along everybody. Just be like, yo, let's just enjoy this life.
Yes.
Money isn't an issue. Dang, you know.
That's my motto, memories over money. And I put that on my Hinge
Course.
profile, and I'll have a lot of likes on that. The conversation starters. And it's true, too.
Okay, all right.
As long as you can afford it, why not? It's a great conversation starter.
I hear you.
Just quick thing, though, where are some of the places you traveled over the few years? I know, like I said, you're one of my favorite Instagram stories to look at. So tell us where are the places you have been able to bless your presence in.
Went to LA. LA was fire.
Yeah.
I was actually about to move there.
No way.
Pre-pandemic. Yeah. But then, I couldn't, man. My niece and nephew got to me. I was just like, I'm not leaving you guys. I'm kidding. Right.
Yeah. Hey, it's never too late. It'll still be there.
Yeah. And I also did, I got an amazing job opportunity. So
Right.
I took that. And I was just actually in South Carolina with my girlfriend. We went to Hilton Head.
I've heard great things about that.
Yeah, Hilton Head's smooth. Best barbecue I've ever had in my life. But then again, I've only been around New England barbecue. That was like my first Southern
True
barbecue.
Southern. Tell me what you had.
Whew, man, you about to make me hungry.
Be nice and specific.
I don't even mess with fried wings anymore. Fried wings don't even.
What?
Listen to me, bro. You got to go to the
Tell
South and have some smoked wings. It is different.
I
had
technically healthier too, right?
Yes. I had some brisket that was mouth watering. Mac and cheese was fire.
Had some cornbread.
I was living. It was jalapeno cornbred.
Jalapeno cornbread.
Yes.
I love me some cornbread. I love Boston Market cornbread.
That is very true. But it was just a great time. My little cousin was just born, so I got it.
Congratulations!
Yeah. Shout out to you, little Jordan and Jari. Love you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to see them. Visit some family. And got to introduce my girlfriend to some of my family too, which was really nice.
That must have been awesome.
Yeah, it really was. And I'm always doing like little trips around New England too. Like Rhode Island, like going to Maine, New Hampshire, like little places like that. I went to Vermont, took my niece and nephew there on a little getaway snow cabin kind of weekend.
Ooh.
It was really fun. We had a hot tub too, right by the mountains. They were like,
that's what I like to hear.
So cool,
nice and chilling as best as you can.
Exactly. Just giving them the opportunity to do the things. Where else have I gone? I was in Savannah, Georgia for a little bit.
I heard another nice fun place to go.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I had my mask off and over there a little bit, but we're good. We vaccinated out here.
Exactly.
That was cool. Yeah, but I mean, I'm going to Orlando, Chicago. I went to see one of my best friends down there. He's playing with the Bears now. Shout out to
Who's this?
His name's Bedard Traore. It's one of my homeboys from growing up. I went to go visit him before he got back into the season. So
Look at
that was really cool. Yeah. That's the homie over there. And then I'm going to Orlando next month, so that's gonna be cool.
We going to Disney World or
no, it's just
Universal?
I don't even know. My girlfriend and her family planned it. They invited me. They asked me if I wanted to like swim with dolphins. I was like, I don't know if I want to swim with some dolphins. Poor dolphin. But like, I don't want to put a dolphin through that. I'm a big boy. I'm not gonna have a good time.
Hey, maybe they appreciate the good vibes you give them.
I'm from Boston, you know what I'm saying? I'm not supposed to be touching no dolphins. I'm just like, I was good on that. But we're going down there. I think we're gonna go to like something that like NASA related.
Okay, cool.
I think there's something NASA. Just a little couple days getaway, and then
Appreciate
my
that part of
girlfriend.
life
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
country.
My girlfriend and I are planning our 1 year anniversary. We're probably gonna go to the DR. We're thinking Dominican
Now
Republic.
that's what I like
So,
to hear.
so check the
Also,
Insta stories for those.
definitely. What's your Instagram
Definitely.
handle?
What is it? It's Savaggio underscore. So SAVAIGO underscore.
All right. Like great follow, by the way. Great follow. Get a test. So out here, enjoying the life, enjoying the family, seeing things, seeing the other food as well. Let me ask
Sure.
you, Biddy, in a regular like Friday night summer setting, the bars are safe. They're safe that you could go dance again, which is what we're all craving for. Biddy, talk to me. What music do you want playing when you break it down?
Whew. I want some soca. I want some
Mm,
reggae. I want to feel like I'm in my auntie's backyard. Okay. And
hmm
she comes up to me and she's like, Dennis, you eat? I want to feel that vibe again.
Yes.
I want to feel some reggaeton, right?
hmm
I don't want no top 40 bullshit.
No,
Don't give me
no.
that and then mix it in with some EDM. No, bring me back to the island. Give me that vibe, that Caribbean vibe, and then of course, give me some reggaeton in there. I'm trying to hear a little Bad Bunny.
Dude, Bad Bunny's had two albums, well, technically
Yeah,
three albums since the pandemic started.
he's
And we
fire,
all need
man.
to
He's
appreciate that
fire.
again.
He's fire. He's been doing some great things.
Oh, I love Bad Bunny. He's
I
turned to my
want to
favorite
hear some.
artist.
Yeah, yeah. I want to hear some bachata too. You know what I'm saying? I want
Oh,
to make
yeah.
that 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, I need some of that. Some salsa music would be nice. I can't really dance salsa, but I can make you believe I dance salsa. You know what I'm
That's
saying? Like
it's all about the
I could do
confidence.
the motions right, and then the head swirls, and then they'll be like, oh, he's killing it. But meanwhile, my
Yeah.
footwork is horrible. But I keep the attention up here. Just make you believe it.
It's all about the look. I
Yeah, yeah. But salsa music is different, man. That rhythm is just like you
mhm,
just gotta move. So
get
I
that
wouldn't mind something.
suavemente out there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
hmm
Some suavemente would be fire. Yeah, but that's what I would love to go back to hear. Would love that type of vibe for sure.
Oh yeah, like you said, like also the Latin trap that's been growing from, as you mentioned, your Bad
Yeah,
Bunnies, your J Balvins, your Anuel, your Romeo Santos, Priscilla,
Ozuna. Yeah, we got
Ozuna.
yeah, yeah. We got a lot of hot artists right now.
It's awesome seeing that with Caribbean music, and it shows that music is music. Now we
Man.
have lyrics, well, in this case in Spanish or lyrics in other languages. It just shows if you have bops, you will have people dance too.
I mean, music is just an international language.
Yes.
You see, back in the day, Michael Jackson go to China and sell out shows.
Mm-hmm.
How many people do you think actually understand what he was
Not
saying? Right?
many, not a lot.
Or not many, but they were vibing with the motherfucker, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
because that rhythm just slaps. It's different, right? People can feel that rhythm. Of course they love him for his dancing and stuff too, but that rhythm it speaks to you. It's literally vibrations going through your energy waves, and it's just hitting you. It's making you move, right? That's why when I go out and I see people dance, and some people may be like, oh, what the fuck is he doing? I'm just like, okay, do
Yeah,
your
that's what I'm
thing.
saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to move your arm, move your fucking arm. You know what I'm
Yeah, be
saying?
happy they're not in the corner either. Be happy they're
Exactly,
giving life.
exactly. They're
It's
being
life that has to be
free.
given.
They are being free, and what's doing that is the environment and that music that's being placed. So I love music. Music is one of my escapes for sure.
I have no shame of it too. I'm probably on some Snapchat stories or Instagram stories of, you know, living my best life. Like I really do live when they say dance like no one's watching. Even to this day, right before the pandemic hit, all right, they're about to play Megan the Stallion, dance like no one's watching. And we're about
Do your
to with
thing,
it.
man. Who cares, right?
Yeah,
If
that's
you're
the
having
thing.
a
Who
great
cares
time,
anymore?
you're having a great time, and your body's telling you to move, you move.
Okay.
That
That's what
moment.
I'm. That's what we like, and we just love the encouraging people too. And
Of course.
the
Yeah.
Maya Angelou line. You won't remember what people will say. You don't remember what they did, but you always remember how people made you feel, and that's the best times when we make people feel good, especially in
Mm,
this world we live in.
mm. That is a fact.
Hmm. Always doing your thing, and man, I can't. You're getting me hyped, man. This warm weather. Oh man.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to. I want to, continue that traveling for sure. I want to be able to go to New Hampshire. New Hampshire has a beautiful scenery for some hikes.
Oh yeah.
For anybody in the New England area, look up to New Hampshire. They have some like natural water spring areas too. You can catch some waterfalls down there.
Take in that
You don't
fresh
really
air.
see that around here, but if you drive to it in the boondocks somewhere, you might not have service warning, but it'll be worth it if you come back.
Yeah.
You should be all right.
You just need the phone for
Exactly.
the picture.
Exactly. I'd say just go with a squad. Go with a squad. Bring one phone just in case. But other than that, you don't even need phones, right? Keep that phone for an emergency or just find your way back or whatever. But for sure, looking forward to getting away with that hot weather coming in.
And appreciating the light, the fresh air that we are lucky to have for it. There's one last thing with the music and dancing video is you know what I just love throwbacks.
I love throwbacks too.
Throwbacks.
Throwbacks, they just hit the soul. They just hit you.
Yes, whether hip hop throwbacks, rock, pop, any genre throwbacks.
It's nothing like some '90s R&B though.
Yes.
You got to be careful where you play it though, because it speaks for itself. But '90s R&B is just early 2000s too.
Oh
You
yes.
you cannot replicate that, right?
Who
You cannot
who
replicate.
would you love to be who would you love to hear once you're on a dance from that, whether it's like some Fugees or some you know early Usher. Well, who are some of these R&B artists that you would love to hear, especially as we come
Whew.
back to the dance floor?
If I'm on the dance floor,
Hmm.
right, and feeling myself with my girl,
Yeah.
play some Tank, right? Woo,
Tank.
Tank, or so play some Neo.
Neo.
Neo would be fire.
Get the Neo hat. Bring the Neo hat. Bring the Neo
Woo,
fedora.
Neo's he's his music is dangerous, I should say.
Dangerous.
For sure, but it definitely is a vibe. I definitely do appreciate it.
Oh yeah. What's even some great vibes too? Like some late like dancing, like disco 70s music. We're talking like Earth, Wind, and Fire or the Bee
Mhm.
Gees. Those bits hit. And if everyone's in the right mood with that and that music comes on, people will still break down.
That is very true. There are some songs where you don't even remember where you first heard it, or even if it was with your parents or whatever it is. But when you hear it, you just move, and you're just like, and you know every word, right? It's one of those things, man. That's once again like what we're talking about. It just does that to you. It does that to you.
And no shame for that, man. And one thing the song, when it comes to music, like what are some of the realest songs you ever heard where no matter what the genre is, but you heard the song and you're like, I felt that. What are some of those songs for you?
Tupac changes.
Mm, that's a great one. Keep Your Head Up's another Tupac
First,
song like that.
gotta keep your head up. Yep,
Mhm.
yep. Tupac changes is, I don't know, it's still relevant.
Yeah,
And I think even, if I get the opportunity one day, my kids and they're my age right now, it is going to still be relevant.
definitely.
So that song really hits home for sure. Um, there's just so many. I don't
Oh,
know. I got a couple of songs that I listen to and I'm in the groove. Some of them are just for just like the instrumental, right?
mhm.
The sound waves just hit me. Some are just like, wow, these words are crazy.
You know what's crazy about Tupac Biddy? You know, he sadly was killed at 26, around, or no, 25, he was killed. And that's around our age. Like, isn't it crazy the impact he made in his time on Earth?
Scary. It's scary. And once again, it's just one of those things that really make you realize, hey, today, like, thank you,
Yeah,
God, right? Thank you, life, right? Thank you for giving me another day, another
absolutely.
opportunity to embrace it. So, those bad days too. Just think about exactly what you said, right?
Hmm.
It's just you're still here. You're still able to function. You're still able to have this opportunity. And that's just one of those simple things, right? That you just mentioned. That goes so far. That speak volumes. So that is a fact, and I 100% agree with you with it.
Definitely. And it just shows that great lessons and great people are timeless. And the lessons you keep passing on will never die too. And it just shows what the great impact Mr. Tupac Shakur will continue to have on us. And you know what? Also, I'm sorry, you say?
No, I was gonna say, like, what are some songs for you? What's the first song that comes to mind where you're just like, damn, this speaks to me. I'm interested to hear what you say.
I'll say, I was hearing it today was Ghetto Boy's Mind playing tricks on me. And as we were talking about how much we appreciate life, we do have to have challenging days to get us there. And then sometimes, like, get the Ghetto Boys were saying, um, I stick and I was tossing, I turn. I've like so much anxiety that happens. And it's all about, you know, everyone goes through it. Everyone needs to take that deep breath and you will pass it. And that song really comes to my head right away. I really love A Tribe Called Quest, and I really like excursions, jazz, like that whole album. I can't I should know the name of it, but if you don't mind, I'm just getting that album really quick. And some of those songs really speak to me, and I think that was very raw, using like combining jazz and excellent rhymes there. By the way, the studio albums, The Low End Theory. So those are the songs that really stick to me. And another one that really that also um really makes me say wow is Led Zeppelin Stairway to Heaven. I think that really is so profound and very poetic, and like so many people interpret the lyrics in so many different ways, but I find that a real song. And then also my absolute favorite song in this world, not to sound morbid, but I hope it's the last thing I hear before I leave this earth, is Childish Gambino's Feels Like Summer.
Ooh,
That even
feels like summer.
yes, the lyrics are so deep, and
It's a
it's
vibe, though. It's a vibe.
yeah,
You feel that, and you're in summer. I can
absolutely.
be, in Boston, negative degrees, and I play that. I am warm.
Oh yes,
I am
dude.
warm. I feel warm. I
Mhm.
think for me, if it was my last couple of I have to hear a song. I think I would play Bob Marley's "This
Yeah, One Love, dude.
Love."
Three
Love that.
Little Birds.
Yo, whew,
I mean,
I
is
would
this
die
love?
happily. Is this love? I would
That's
die.
that's
Yeah,
a
I would
vibe.
die
Is this love? That I'm putting that. That is one of the real songs ever.
happily.
Cause like
It
when you
is, man.
find the one, you
Whew.
don't you is this love that I'm feeling, you
And
know?
it's speaking so much. I don't even. It's not just about that, right? It's Bob Marley was just an individual that was so in tuned with himself, with the
Yeah.
world, that his simplicity spoke so much, right? Is this love? Is this love? And him continuing to say that, I think each time he said it, he was talking about a different event, right? This hate that's going on in the world at that time. Is this love, right?
Hmm.
Maybe it was that significant other. Is this love? You know what I'm saying? think he was just asking what really was love if I can feel so many positives and so many negatives at the same time. You know, I think that's where he was coming from. But that would be if he was still here today, I would love to ask him that. Like, what do you really mean every time you said is this love, right? But the vibe and the rhythm of the song, the beat spoke too. It was just talking with him, right? If you really listen to that instrumental and that band playing live,
Oh yeah, the
it's
Whalers.
talking with him, right? But that's I don't mean to get too into it, but I love my Bob Marley,
Hey, no, we encourage it, man. I pay the fee for Zoom for as long as you want. So be in tune. Trust me, dude.
Yeah,
I
for
encourage
sure.
it. And yeah, I think, my Bob Marley's last words were money can't buy love. And I think the music just shows it all along. And we just appreciate having those musicians there. And we just appreciate songwriters like that. And if you don't mind, just quickly, three more artists, and then I'm fulfilled with the realest artists.
Okay.
Um,
My turn up artists, I could give you that, right? Like once the clubs is open again or
oh
bar,
yes, yes,
and I
yes.
want to hear some like crazy shit.
Mm-mm.
John, man, I've connected so much with St. John recently.
Saint
And
John.
yeah, he's you familiar with St. John?
I've heard the name, but I
He's the
haven't
dude that
heard.
sang Roses.
Oh, really? That's it.
Yeah, but his other music, like Trophies, is a dope song. I could fucking tell is probably my favorite song by him. 94 Bentley.
94 minutes.
94 Bentley. It's just a bump. It's like it reminds me of just chilling, with the homies back in the day and just,
Shouts to
blasting
Saint
the
John.
yeah, blasting the speakers and not giving a fuck about anything.
Oh, okay. Now I know who this guy is. I can't play it here because then YouTube takes off the thing, but um
Definitely, yeah. Listen to some St. John. And he sings that "Sucks to Be You." I
I
would have loved you. That song too. I don't know. I connect
know the
with him
song with
really
Little
well.
Baby too.
Yeah, I trap. Yeah,
Mm.
um, that's one. Uh, Burner Boy, been, he's been putting out some music, man. I really connect with Burner Boy too. If I had to give you one last artist, whew, you just asking all the tough questions today, huh?
Always having fun
One
with it.
last artist. Oh, I can never take it away. When in doubt, play some
I'm sorry, what was
Biggie.
that? Play some who?
I said play some Biggie, Biggie Smalls.
Oh, duh.
Play some Biggie.
Whether Juicy or Hypnotize or Big
Ooh,
Papa. Oh
he
man.
just got he just got a song for everything, and
Dude, Big Papa is one of those songs that automatically put a specific memory.
and I love those raw instrumentals too, man.
Yeah.
Like going back to it, I love
Before they had Logic and everything, and you just had to just cut up
you have to
everything
scratch
together.
it. So you have to scratch everything and just put it together. You was really cooking over there, right? I don't
Yeah.
know.
And that's why I really like I love 90s rap a lot. As I mentioned, Tribe and Beastie Boys, Biggie, Tupac, Snoop Dogg. You mentioned NWA, all these like raw music emotions. And, the only other two artists I think bring that kind of vibe. I was going to say the other two artists that um, are some of the realest songs I've got is Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole. We're dying for a
Of
Kendrick album.
course,
So
of
LeBron was asking for Kendrick to come out of a hiatus. And with a combination of songs to turn up, I mean, you could get with if you're hearing King Kunta, you're bouncing around, or if you hear a song like Lust or Love, and you're like, oh shit, like I feel that. I know exactly what he's saying. And it's another one is old Kanye too.
Oh, Kanye, you can't even listen. Besides all, take away the craziness from Kanye. Actually, no, fuck it. Keep the craziness from
Yeah,
Kanye.
that's what
You know
I'm
what?
saying.
Keep it. It's him. Kanye is a musical genius.
Yes.
You cannot take it away from him. Like I said, he has his fuckery. All right, cool.
Mhm.
He is a musical genius. He understands and he can see, he can hear things Other people cannot.
Yeah, he's not a dumb person.
You have to respect that. But going back to what you were saying, I think I definitely give it out to Kendrick, J. Cole. Those are like some of, if not the greatest rappers right now. Right? Of course, it's all
I can agree
opinion
with that.
based. It's all opinion based, but to me, they are some of the artists that actually, in my opinion, rap. You
Yeah,
know,
that's another
they
thing too.
spit, right? And they have bars, you know what I'm saying? But this is again all opinion based. But the artists I mentioned too, I say them because it's just I could feel that energy. It connects with me.
Oh yeah,
And it's not always just the lyrics. It's
energy
the
plus
sounds.
connection.
It is the sounds. So, I can mention so many other dope artists, but it's
I
just
love
like,
me.
whew, what really connects with you? What
Yeah,
could you feel and be like, wow?
and
Play
have
that
some
again.
fun with it.
Yeah. Khalid, he's
Oh yeah,
another
I
one.
like Khalid.
I could play Khalid location for a week and not get tired of it.
I could play Khalid and the Kendrick song for Black Panther, the ways all the time.
Exactly, exactly. It's just certain songs that you can listen to all the time and you won't get tired of it. Right?
Well, one of my favorite things from Khalid is there's a picture of the internet and the guy. You seen that meme? He's like, I met Little Uzi. Oh no, no, I met Khalid today, and Khalid looked all happy, and the guy looked all upset and like quiet and standing still there. That's my
No,
favorite
I
Khalid
haven't
story.
seen it. I haven't seen it.
I gotta send that to you when
You
we're
gotta
done.
send me that. You gotta send me that.
And some other ones. I love Little Uzi Vert. I
Uh,
love Future and
Uzi,
Drake.
Uzi's dope. Uzi's dope, man. Uzi's that artist that you can go anywhere
Yeah.
and he's going to connect with a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna connect with the black folks, the white folks,
Mm-hmm.
the Hispanics, the emos, right? He's going to
Emos.
connect with
Yeah.
everyone, dude. Everyone. And everyone's gonna be vibing to his music. You know what I'm saying? He's just one of those artists. There's some artists where you can't do that with because not
Mhm.
everybody's gonna really connect, right? I could
Yeah.
even, I would love to ask a true DJ this question, like, do you have little, that, let's say a DJ that plays a lot of rap music? How many Little Uzi songs do you have? Because it's gonna get
Oh yeah.
the vibe going. It's gonna get everybody in tune, right? Uzi is one of those artists. He can
I
pull
love
up.
Uzi.
He
Bounce
can pull
around.
up.
I have songs to turn up, songs to chill out with. My type of artists who do that.
For sure.
What one artist we have to geek out with, Biddy, and I know you particularly are fond of him, and definitely rest in peace. But the great Prince.
Prince is just he's another one. He's another one. And his swag.
Yeah, over everything.
His
Prince is
swag
the
was
exact
ridiculous. Ooh, he was just so clean with it. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? He could pull up anywhere and be like, I'm wearing this and be the flyest motherfucker
He could literally wear a garbage
there.
bag and, like you said,
And
fly
he would
his
make
suit
it
up.
rock. He would make it rock. Prince is, definitely it's a legend. It's legendary, man. Can't touch it.
Prince is the prime example of having confidence, and he was a short guy too. Not there's anything wrong with that. I think he was old. He was 5'3", and he had the
Really? I
stage
didn't even know
presence.
that.
Yeah, I literally just
Wow.
googled it. Only 5'3", and the stage presence he had, and he would rock on the guitar and he'd dance, and he'd have the most beautiful women behind him dancing, and like, oh my god, man, best Super Bowl halftime show as well.
Whoo, he's up there. He's up there. He's up there. There was a lot of good, Super Bowl performances
Yeah,
pretty recently, like with J Lo.
that's what I was saying. I
Woo!
go, it
They
goes
killed it.
Prince,
They killed it.
Shakira, J Lo. Oh man, what a win for the Latino community on that one.
The whole world felt that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are my two favorites for the Super Bowl halftime show, and it just shows like music could just get the blood juicing, blood just going, the flow, the blood go.
It's all
Great
right. All
music
right. Take a
enjoys
second.
all of life. Great music brings it all together, and we're
We
just
can't
having fun
forget
with it.
about Beyonce's.
Oh,
Woo!
how could we forget?
Yeah, you might have just got canceled if you didn't say her.
What
Yeah, no.
she brings so much raw energy in her music,
Yeah,
very emotional while having some of
Beyonce,
the craziest. She has anthems, dude.
she does. And the effort, the amount of effort and worth ethic this woman has is
Yeah, Definitely.
One of the greatest, if arguably not the greatest. Come on now.
She's on the Mount Rushmore for sure for a pop
She
artist.
really is. She really is, man.
We need to see her act again. She just come out. She needs to be in a. It's been a while since she's been in a movie. At least I don't know if she's been in an independent movie that I haven't seen, but I'd like to see her act again.
I like seeing 50 Cent in some movies. I like seeing he plays that true gangster, you know what I'm saying? And just seeing him, you just like, all right,
I
it's
genuinely
about to go
be
down.
I'd genuinely be in fear if I made him mad too. His character, I like to see that. How about we see Eminem act again? Would you be down to see Eminem act again?
Yeah, I mean, he did a hell of a job in 8 Mile, you know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah, one of my favorite movies ending still to this day.
I don't know if Eminem now would be the same.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it'll hit the same. I think it would have to take a particular role for him to really indulge in and make it fire. But there's nothing like that 8 Mile movie, right? That was just perfect for him. Perfect role. I guess
Yeah,
if you had to see Eminem in a role right now for a movie, what would you like to see him play? Like the bad guy, good guy? What kind of scenery?
I would see Eminem in a role right now. How about Eminem plays? Hmm, that's a great question. I mean, I don't want to repeat him doing the rapper thing again. He's just so good as B rapping in 8 Mile. Maybe I see him in.
Exactly.
I see. I know originally. Do you know the movie Southpaw with Jake Gyllenhaal? No. Well, it's a boxing movie. It's about a. It was, I believe, it was. Now I admit this is kind of stupid. The plot is kind of stupid, but the acting was good and the fight
Okay.
sequences. But pretty much his girlfriend he had a daughter with, she randomly gets shot in the most random shooting ever, and it's pretty much a redemption story, and Eminem was originally in that part. Now if we could still get that redemption story and maybe not make it as so random about that, but I mean anything in life can happen, but they didn't really sell it that way. But long story short, I think Eminem in like an athlete role. Maybe he comes back as an aging, like it could be a parallel, like an aging, I don't know, wrestler or aging street basketball player. Well, not street basketball player. I don't see him in that. But maybe we should see Eminem some role where he's resurging for something that he's showing that he still got it. Maybe it is as another rapper as well. I think Eminem is great at having a chip on his shoulder for the right reasons. And I think that's where he really strides. What do you think Eminem could do if he made his acting comeback?
um,
Or maybe an
I'd
Eight
like
Mile
to see
sequel?
him. Maybe, for sure. But I would love to see him travel with it. Go somewhere else and battle rap, and get an
Yeah.
introduction to hip hop and different cultures. Eminem is one of those artists where you ask people in Europe, like, who's your favorite rapper? More than often, they'll say Eminem.
Mm.
You go to Argentina and you say, who's your favorite rapper? Promise you, they will say Eminem. You come to the US and you say, who's the best rapper of all time? Who's your favorite rapper? You'll hear a lot of, Biggie, Pac,
Yep.
Snoop, right? Nas. But just internationally, Eminem has that presence. It would be so if he did a sequel to 8 Mile, I think he would be the perfect actor to embrace other hip hop cultures, right?
That's a good idea.
That would be my take on it. You know what I'm saying? I want to see something like he's in New Zealand just rapping battle rappers, hearing some New Zealand rap, right? You go to India and you hear some Indian rap, right?
Yo, there's this
Stuff
Australian
like
rapper.
that. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That would be pretty. That would be pretty lit. Because for me, being in America all my life, that's all I know. But
Right.
I'm sure there's some hot shit outside of it. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't take it away from people at all. There's so many creative minds.
Dude, I hear what you're saying, and I think that it shows that Eminem has so much to prove coming into it. He really had two strikes against him, and the whole world can really connect with that. And if you have Eminem go and show these other artists and be a mentor to them, it'll go a long way. And that's a movie idea I will support. And you know who's a good rapper from Australia. He started to pop off. He did a song with Miley Cyrus. He's just on SNL. I don't know if you know the Kid Leroy.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, he goes
Go,
off. He's only
go,
17
go.
and he's got
Dun,
bar.
dun,
Yeah,
dun, 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 dun,
slow,
dun.
slow,
Yeah,
slow.
yeah, yeah. He
Mhm.
had a song with NBA YoungBoy too.
Oh, I
Uh,
gotta look at that.
yeah, he's nice. He's nice. I like his that like that rusty anger he lets out in some of his like vocals,
Oh
right?
yeah,
It flows well. I did not know he was only 17 though.
yeah. That's bizarre, right? And he's from
But
Australia.
wow, didn't know that. Yeah, see, learn something every day. But
Hmm.
I got a couple songs of his on my playlist. I'm not
Hmm.
gonna lie. Yeah, he's nice. He's nice. I like it.
Be cool if Eminem mentored him, right?
That'd be pretty cool. But I think he's. I don't know if he's more of like that Eminem style when it comes to rapping. He's more of that, Juice WRLD kind of flow, right?
Yeah, little Tekka type,
That
like
rap
the lyrical
that
lemonade
that that
people.
who could also be could hit a note if they had to in a song and make it like those long car rides kind of. You know what
I love that type of music. I miss Juice World too. That's somebody.
I'm saying? Yeah,
R.I.P. Juice World.
amazing artist, amazing
Absolutely.
person, Asian individual for this unfortunate short time he had on this earth, but he's done so much. Right? He's inspired so many people. Rest in power for sure.
Absolutely. And it shows your impact will always stay alive. Just be good and give the world something great to talk about. Even in your own presence is good enough. Yo, Biddy, we've been at it for an hour and a half making these moves.
For
It feels like we've only talked 20 minutes. I've
sure.
enjoyed
I
every
know,
second.
man.
And I hope that you want to do it again.
Yeah, I would love to. It was
Yes.
very therapeutic. It was really nice. Had my phone off. You know what I'm saying? Not worrying anything else but this. So I appreciate you giving me that opportunity to join. Of course, reconnect with the homie, right?
Nothing but.
Definitely gonna connect outside of this for sure.
Oh, yes. We
Link up
I
pretty soon, man.
I have to see you before the new year end. This year ends, bro.
I'm
We can
down.
make that
Let's do that.
happen.
Let's make
I'm
that promise.
definitely, bro.
All
I'll
right.
be on it, and I'll come up to Boston. We can do that.
Pull up. Let
Show
me show
me
you the city
around.
that loves me for sure. Pull
Yes,
up.
I just hate the
So,
Red Sox, but we
hey,
can put the Yankee Red Sox coming
listen,
in.
listen,
You've had a nice run. It's time to take a break. That's why
listen.
my
Leave the Red
Knicks are
Sox
good
alone,
again.
okay? All right. Well, Jalen didn't get hurt. We maybe could
Hmm.
have talked about it, but Knicks, I'll give it to y'all, man.
How about the Knicks, Biddy?
Y'all really shocked me. I was like, oh shit, what's going on?
Yeah, Julius
Yeah,
Randle and
yeah.
The resurrection of D Rose and Quick and
Right,
oh
right.
my.
They really, them boys really balling, but their defense is crazy.
Yeah, shouts to Tom Thibodeau for bringing it out of us.
But you can see like they're a team that they want it. They want it. I was having this conversation like 2 days ago with my boys. I was like, yo, who do y'all think the finals is? Who's the final? Everybody's gonna be like, oh yeah, it's this team and this team, like for sure. We don't know right now, man. It's
Yeah,
just one of those things. It's just, you're looking at the East, you're looking at the West, and it's just like it's a good 2, 3 teams that it's like playoffs time. Come playoffs, anything could happen.
that's
Really.
that's how I feel, bro. That's how we all feel. I like it better like that. Whether it's the West, I mean the Suns and the Nuggets. Who would have thought? Lakers trying to just not be in the play-in tournament. We battled our hearts out against them last night. Tough OT loss, but it was oddly weirdly fulfilling because we kept up and we did beat the Clippers. And who knows what they're doing?
Yeah, the Clippers they've been balling too. I mean, you look at the Bucks. The Bucks have been balling,
Giannis, man.
I could see them as a finalist team for
I did.
sure.
I picked them at the beginning of the year to win the East, and I still think that is likely. And how about the Brooklyn Nets, dude? They can
Yeah,
never get all three on the court, but they know how to make headlines. And honestly, shouts
yeah.
to their bench to keeping for helping them win these
Keeping
games
it
too.
flow. That's one of my worries. They've just been beating up Irving so much.
Mhm.
Um, I hope he's just able to save a little fuel for playoff time. But Nets would be interesting to see in the finals as well.
Yes.
We'll
Now,
see. We'll see.
hitting on your Celtics, though, I know it's been a tough year.
uh,
What's going on? And it genuinely sucks hearing about Jaylen Brown, my cousin. Not really, but maybe we could find out if he's my cousin. But anyways, Jaylen Brown
I can
being
see it. I can
hurt.
see it.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, it sucks that got hurt, and now it's all on Jason Tatum. But it seems he could just put 50 whenever he wants. How are you feeling about going into the playoffs? Do you think Celtics could still put up a fight? Do you think this may be a summer to reevaluate things? Maybe pick up some free agents. You know, I want the Knicks to get Lonzo, but he could fit in your team. Um, do you think how are you feeling about your Celtics as a whole right now?
I think I'm very proud of how far they've came, right?
Mhm.
And the leadership that Brown and Tatum have taken. Walker, he's a great addition. Could he be the magic piece? I'm not too sure yet. He's
Mhm.
just one of those quiet players. I would love to see a little bit more leadership with him. But I am impressed also with Williams, right? A young player that came out of nowhere and just is stepping up. But he's someone I really want to see moving forward to be vocal, like that KG. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, yo,
Scare
like
them like KG.
exactly. Once you're running back up the floor, like being that defensive voice of reason, just like, all right, let's go. Like, call out that play. That was, you know what I'm saying? That was Garnett, man. You know what I'm saying?
Have the enforcer.
He was ready, arms wide open, like, yo, y'all know the play, let's get it, right? And just that attitude. Once they reach that attitude, um, I give it the next 2 to 3 years. I think the C's will bring home a championship. If they stay healthy and continue this 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 run they're having, next 2 to 3 years, watch out for my Celtics in the finals. Remember this podcast,
Oh, okay.
right?
Okay.
Right? So
Okay,
next
hold you
three
to it.
years when it happened, we're gonna rewind this, okay? Just this clip, and it's gonna go everywhere. It's gonna go viral. All right. You gonna
All
say,
right. It makes
"Oh,
my
okay."
it helps my numbers out to make that viral. And we're staying with Brad Stevenson too.
I like him. I like him, man. I like him. I like him. I just want him to be a little bit more tough. I want him to
Mhm.
yell. He's like that dad. Just gives you everything. He's a great dad and everything, but he gotta lay down. He gotta a little psh, psh. You gotta get him into shape. I think he's too nice at times, but you know I respect him a lot for what he's been doing. Off the court as well as on the court. And he really has built that family environment and let his players know that regardless of whatever happens, I will speak up for you and I'm here for you. I really felt that from him and just seeing the Celtics organization handle whatever they have to, what they've been doing for the last couple of months. So with that being said, yeah, I think he's a great guy, but he just needs to, give a little spankings here and there, and I think that'll be good for sure.
Whatever you have to do. Let's leave it to a nice conference finals between your team and my team, and we'll
That'll be
we
cool.
take it from there. As my
We,
team's really growing too.
yeah, you guys have come. Wow, man. Last time I saw the Knicks this good was when you guys had Melo.
Yeah, back at high
Right.
school, man.
If I'm not
Freshman year, senior high
mistaken,
school.
like, wow, it's been a minute. It's been a minute, and
Man,
I
we've had
know
like
how. No, I was gonna say I know how New York is with this sports.
it's been a long time coming, Biddy. As we see your
Really hanging.
teams. How many parades did you go to amongst all your teams? Championship parades. Be honest.
I'm
Gotta
not
think.
working for that job anymore, but I actually skipped work one day. The Pats parade, that was
I would do
crazy.
the same thing.
So yeah, I could say that now. Yeah, I did it. I wasn't sick. But you know, I've been to two. I saw the Red Sox one, and I think that was 2013, right?
Yeah, they
And
won.
yeah, and then I saw the Pats parade. They're pretty wild. They're pretty wild.
I could
A lot of
imagine
a lot of college kids and young adults just not
living
caring
their best life.
and living their best lives. It's dope. And it's just like, yo, this is my city. We just took
Hmm.
U.S. over. We just took over.
I
This is
have
our
to say, I have to say, I'm happy for your success. For the cool people like you, I'll take it. For your other contemporaries, that's another story. But
Man.
for Biddy, I'll let him enjoy it and have no ill will. I have to say too, shouts to your respect to your Red Sox for a really great start there, man. You must be
Yeah,
excited for that.
yeah. They're doing pretty well. I haven't been two and two with them lately, but from what I've been seeing in the few games that I've been see that they've been all right. I just hope that pitching rotation strengthens a little bit. I would like to see that.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I think they got some solid players, right? Not necessarily like the super all stars, but like a lot of people who work well and get the job done. Pretty
Nice and
much just
scrappy, and
exactly like the Knicks. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
They got those players that are just like my best, and if everyone gives their best, it goes a long
Oh yeah.
way. And you can see it. Right? Yeah, man, it's going to be an exciting year of sports for sure.
Just last thing on the sports, your Patriots, they Bill Belichick went ham
Uh,
this offseason, huh?
he was just he's ready, man. I think something special is about to happen.
Are you ready too, Biddy?
I am. Believe it or not, I have not been to a Patriots game yet. I've been to Gillette Stadium, but that was to see like some soccer games.
Mm-hmm.
I've yet to see a Patriots game in person, but that is a promise to myself for 2021. Not
Dude,
only
it's never
myself,
too late.
yeah, I'm definitely probably going to bring, niece and nephew too. They're going to have that experience with me too. And it's going to be all of our first game, and they are going to win that game. But we'll see. I think the Bucks come to Gillette this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I was about to.
They
I'm
do,
looking it
right?
up right now. Um,
And I would give a fortune to watch that game, even if I'm in the
October 3rd.
nosebleeds. I need see birthday gift to me. There it is.
It's
I'm
going
gonna
to
make it
be
happen.
October 3rd, which is a Sunday night. Sunday night,
Sunday
October
night.
3rd.
I'm sick. October 4th.
Time
I'm talking about
to
job.
start playing. I actually bought Giants tickets. I bought Giants tickets today. Giants Broncos. The first game of
That's
the
a smooth
season.
game.
Oh
It's
yeah,
gonna be a smooth game.
low key of
What's
Aaron
going on with your
Rodgers.
Giants, man?
My
I know you're trying.
Giants.
I know you're trying to run away from it. What's going on with them, man? Let's talk about
My New York Giants are actually in a
it.
great spot, man. I'm excited. We went
Heard that
ham
so
this
many
offseason.
times.
Yo, Biddy, let me tell you something though. We added Kenny Galladay. We
Oh,
added we're having some two prime offensive line coming back at Soldier and Will Hernandez, and then a
easy.
underrated. Yeah, he was your guy. He was on your team. Thank
He
you.
was, yeah, I love that motherfucker, but he's a big boy.
Yeah, he is, and I love it. Help on defend on our side or block on our side. And then we stood up in the secondary with, Bradbury's became a pro baller, and then you have Adoree Jackson has joined the squad now with Jabril Peppers. I'm
Yeah,
excited for
I
our
did
first
get
round
peppers.
pick with Kadarius Toney. I think he's could be a steal in this draft. It's all on Daniel Jones now, Biddy. If he can't win now, it's over.
We'll see what
It's done.
happens. But that's why I love talking to New York, fans about sports. It's just like, regardless of wherever your team is, you're just like, no. But you got to hear it out. Y'all got
Damn
confidence,
right.
man. Y'all got confidence. You talking about Prince having confidence? Talk to a talk to a diehard New York sports fan. They have confidence. Okay, your team could be doing the absolute worst, but
We've had some we
we'll be
had
all
some
right.
bad times. I mean the
I
Knicks.
mean, Boston's the same way, man. Yeah, that's probably why we don't get along when it comes to sports. I'm still thinking the Celtics are taking the chip, but
But hey, it's all in
right,
good fun
right.
too. So,
Of course, always.
and we're playing your team on Sunday. So Sunday of this
Is it
recording. So
okay?
it's
All
gonna be
right.
fun right
Hey,
in Madison Square
we
Garden.
might we might have to link up and watch that. Right? That'll be
Oh,
pretty cool.
that would be a move,
What
especially
date is that?
it's this Sunday. So
This Sunday. This
yeah,
Sunday. Okay.
but maybe we'll see some playoff matchups. Listen, if that's
Hmm.
possible, we'll figure out a plan to watch those games
Yeah, man, I'm down for a little trip or whatever it may be. We can meet halfway. That'll be
Definitely, man. And if you want to come here, I'm staying with my parents. You can see the parents' pool. Take advantage of that.
fun. Oh, dope. Gotta love a good pool.
Oh, nothing but Biddy, nothing but. But we'll definitely make a move this summer, man. I assure it. And my very last question with the sports first, and then I just want to do one last thing. How do you feel about Mac Jones? You think he's going to be the new quarterback someday, or are you
Ooh,
sticking
I
with
think
Cam?
he's one of those good old boys. You know, he got he just had his run. You know, Belichick just got a a little. Psh, psh. Belichick will give him a little smack. You know, and then it's just all right. It's go time. Now if he after that smack, he's just like yes sir, yes coach.
Yeah, all right.
I think
I got
he
six
can be
rings for a
nice. He
reason.
can be nice, but if he keeps doing some cocaine in the clubs,
Oh
he ain't
no.
making it.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think with the camaraderie and the environment that the Patriots organization puts together, from what we see right on the outside, um, if that I think that will really whip him into shape mentally,
Mhm,
and wake him up. But I am excited to see him. He looked very excited to come here.
mhm.
I'm very excited to see what he does, and I hope if he gets the chance, maybe it could be another story. Right? It was what 28 draft picks since the Patriots picked a
Your
quarterback.
quarterback, yeah, 28 years, huh?
That's just to
28
show you.
draft picks.
I just show you how much of a goat Brady is.
I was
Just
gonna say, how did you feel about him winning the Super Bowl? Were you upset or did you support him?
I felt like I got on a knee. I asked the girl of my dreams. That heartbreak. That's what I felt. It was
Really?
heartbroken. But at the end of the day, it
Hey,
was
you're
one of
honest
those.
about it at least.
It was this one. I just want you to be happy. Then you want to be happy over there.
I just want you to
Go be
be happy.
happy. And then you see him with the ring, and then you see the ring on his hand. You're just like, nah, fuck you, bitch.
And Gronk too.
Yeah. And then you're just like, but I still love you. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. I always respect for Brady. He's he's brought so much, excitement and happiness through, the last 20 years or so
Yeah.
of my NFL life of being a fan and watching it. This is something, I'm gonna tell my kids like, listen, you guys don't know Tom Brady, okay?
Hmm.
Let me tell you about Tom Brady.
Absolutely.
Right? It's, that kind of stuff. So
Like
it
we
hurt for sure, but
and you could take it out on him on October 3rd, Sunday night.
yeah, that'll be pretty cool. That's gonna be, I feel like an emotional game,
I could imagine.
regardless of whatever really happens. Really don't know. We don't know.
No, we don't.
But whatever really happened, I think it's just him being in that environment in that stadium is gonna hit home, and of course it's gonna hit home. And I hope he plays the best game of his life, and I hope we play the best game of our Patriots history. That's what I want to see. I want to see them just go head to head with everything they got, like if it were the last football game ever. I feel like that's the type of vibe I'm about to get when we play that game. It's gonna
I,
be dope, though. That's why I want to be there, man.
hey, I support you with that, man. Like you said, YOLO. So
YOLO,
there's
YOLO for
still
sure.
a solid 5 months to save. If and make your special memory there, seeing the goat.
For sure, for sure. We'll see how it happens. This whole COVID thing, if there's limited seats. Hopefully, we have the opportunity to get a ticket. Might have to do that soon.
Definitely, man. I'll keep reminding you. Make sure you get that memory for yourself.
I'll keep you in check for that. Make sure you remind me. Hit you up every
Definitely
day,
do.
like, yo. Oh, yeah, I gotta get those
Get
tickets.
those tickets, Biddy. Get those
Get
tickets.
those tickets.
One last thing, Biddy,
For
before
sure.
we go. I end every first appearance on the show with the Prowess Questionnaire. And Biddy, for someone like you, this is gonna be really great. So it's just 10 short but sweet but deep questions. Simple as that. Answer them
Okay.
however you want and how long as you want. And let's get real with it. Ready?
Okay. Cool.
The Prowess Questionnaire right now. What is your favorite word?
Love.
Powerful right there, man. Powerful. What's your least favorite word?
I can't.
Damn straight. Great, great, great. That's my least favorite word. Now, this is more of a life and fulfillment question, not a sexual question. Oh, two people said sex, and that's them. But this is more of a life and fulfillment question. What turns you on in this world?
Say that when positive energy is feeding off of individuals, right? If
Mhm.
you're once again, just taking it back to simple things. If you're in a dance floor environment and you're seeing somebody just being them, right, and they're giving off that aroma, and then you begin to feel that kind of energy given off, right? That really does, get me going, turns me on for sure, and it really does make me uh, realize, I'm not the only person here right now. There are other people who feel life, right? I think that for sure.
All right. Great answer. What turns you off in this world?
Hate, man. Hate in the world, and the type of hate where you would do whatever it takes to really make somebody pass E, go below. You know, if you're willingly and forcing to bring somebody to their lowest point, knowing that you're doing that hate for sure. Can't fuck with it.
No, you don't. And we don't have time for it either. What sound or noise do you love?
Sound or noise? Other than like my loved ones' voices, uh, music for sure.
Mhm.
I fall asleep almost every night to some like saxophone instrumentals.
Ooh,
Oh, the saxophone. That's just crazy.
the
Whew,
saxophone.
the
One of the most
saxophone is
underrated sounds in this world.
listen, the goat. All right, the saxophone is crazy. But yeah, for sure, to sum it up, music is nice, and nature noises is very peaceful too.
Definitely.
Yeah, so being in tune with nature, hearing those nature sounds, definitely.
You know the saxophone player Kenny G? Dude,
It sounds familiar. Isn't he like
you definitely probably have heard. So the track's definitely the song of Bird. I think it's called Song of Bird, Songs of Bird. Anyways, it
I think I
slaps,
should
man.
know this.
Dude. It's
I'm,
that.
I'm gonna listen to it though. Kenny G.
Yeah,
All
you definitely let me know what you think. And you know my favorite saxophone. It'll always set the mood. I think my children will be made to this song. I think this has to be played in my wedding. This is my second favorite song in this world. It's "Careless Whisper" by Wham. You know that?
Ooh, that's a little old school, right?
Oh yeah, fuck it. I
Oh,
don't care if
okay,
YouTube takes
okay.
it. I'll show you real quick because all you need is a saxophone. This is just this is everything. Okay, this is it. I know I have to get the song right here, but no, not that one.
I was like, all right, what kind of wedding is this?
This is playing.
Okay, okay, yeah. That would be that. I can see that. I can
You
see that.
know
That's
it.
you too, man. That's smooth. I can see the
Mm.
fresh cut too. You know.
Bro, I all the confidence in the role come out. I just need to hear those notes. Oh man. So having said all of that, what sound or noise do you hate?
I don't know why I just thought of this. But you ever see like those? old school cars where people try to hook them up and their like exhaust is just horrible. And then it's like they're going like 5 miles an hour. I hate that sound.
Oh, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about. It's
you know
like
what
the
I'm saying?
real
Like
low riders. Like,
yeah, like the old school Civics and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
old
2000
school
Civics.
Civic.
Yeah, they
Get the
going like
green,
5 miles an hour and they
the
think they're
lime
really
green
going.
Civic.
Yeah, I just hate the sound. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it
I'm
sounds.
just like,
It sounds.
why did you do that to your car? Don't do that.
It
It's
sounds
not.
intimidating in a bad way. Like, oh
it's
my
just
god,
it's just
you're gonna see the muffler fall every time I hear that. I picture the muffler falling out of the car too.
I can see that too. You know, there's actually sometimes bumpy roads we got here in Boston. Because the cars are so
Oh,
low and their mufflers there.
oh man, I heard the joke. How many potholes are here? My car's about to tear an ACL. What is your favorite curse word?
What have I said the most during this time? I think fuck.
Hey, that's a
Fuck.
great answer.
Yeah, fuck it. There we go.
I think that's actually the best answer. Fuck it. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt? Mm, you would definitely be great at that, Biddy.
Just a little.
Hey,
And then just
Salve.
seeing somebody just be like, wow, this tastes amazing. And then just, just looking at them through my little chef window, like, yeah,
Yeah, I did that.
I did that.
Mm.
I put that work in.
What profession would you not like to do?
I think profession I would like not like politician.
Mhm.
I want to be no politician. I hate politics as it is.
Oh yeah,
Nah, I think yeah, because I feel like at the end of the day, I'm gonna just have to be fake in a sense.
yeah,
There's gonna come a point where it's just like I'm not being real anymore, right? And I don't want to do that.
definitely don't
First,
want
I
to say.
thought at first I thought like something to do with like I guess like cleaning up gross stuff, right? Or like a plumber or like a trash man or whatever. I was just like, I'd rather do that than be a politician than
Oh yeah,
pretend to be someone I'm not.
I
Yeah,
couldn't live with it.
politician. Yeah,
I could not live with that, man.
politician. Yeah.
And my final question for today: if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say to you when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Everything I asked you to, and I appreciate
What a great answer, Biddy. What a great answer.
it. That would be dope.
Mhm. As we mentioned, if you want to check out some of his work, go to the Productive Conversation Podcast YouTube page. Check out Tomorrow's Another Day to see some of the great work that Biddy has done and his great. You can see one of his great poems there. Biddy, is there anything else you want to say before we sign off here?
Once again, man, big thanks, and definitely enjoy this time. We love the opportunity to come back and spread love, not hate, y'all. And hopefully, if it's something as tiny, I just hope someone got something out of this conversation or could feel, hey, I feel that and I understand that, and just hope we touch somebody today, in that sense.
Oh, I definitely, and I'm confident that that exactly took place in this episode today.
That would be really cool.
And thank you, Biddy, for an amazing appearance. I can't
Sure,
wait to
man.
have you on for this again. And let's hold ourselves to it to make sure we kick it this summer or beyond. We definitely will hang out in 2021, man. And I can't wait for it.
I will annoy the shit out of you until we
Trust me, I am all for it, especially after this year. But seriously, Biddy, you have a lot of my respect, a lot of my love. And thank you so much
do.
for
Likewise,
another
man.
classic episode.
All right, man. Peace. Thanks for
So long, Biddy. Thank you so much. That's the great Dennis Biddy, everybody. You're the man.
Bye, dude.
Bye.
Yeah.